Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a loopy-doopy couple in love that loves reacting to The Last of Us. Yeah,
I mean, you weren't here for the before the camera was rolling bit, but loopy doopy is very accurate to our current state of mind.
Plus, I wanted to lighten things up, a little bit, because this is going to be a very depressing and intense episode. It's the last episode of The Last of Us, episode 9, but they got season 2, so that's going to be good.
I'm just not convinced that they can fit everything into 43 minutes that I feel like they need to fit. So, whereas I am very on board with The Last of Us, they've carried us through this journey wonderfully. They should have my trust at this point, and they would in all respects. If they said this episode was 53 minutes, I'd probably be like, yeah, okay. But 43 just feels like...
What are they going to do shaving those 10 minutes off?
It feels like there's going to be a sacrifice, and I'm not sure I love that idea.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
This is the first time you're checking us out and you want to see the rest of our Last of Us after this, we got a playlist down below in the description of this video. Check that out. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm very ready, yes. God, how are they going to wrap this up?
It's a very pregnant woman running through the woods.
Yeah. That's not supposed to be what's her face, is it?
Ellie grown up?
Yeah.
No, I think it's her mom because she looks so much like her.
She looks like her. She's cursing. But I can't picture Ellie in a yellow dress.
Anyone?
It sounds like her.
Yeah. Okay, there's no blood. That's good.
Bathtub?
Where's your knife, girl?
Yep, stabby stab.
I mean, that's one way to distract yourself from the pain.
The same thing. I was going to say the exact same thing. Oh.
Are you supposed to tie it before you cut it? Aww. What was the chart? When you're bit on the leg, like 3 days or something?
No. It's a matter of hours, like.
Yeah, you tell her. You fucking tell Nellie.
Oh, she will.
Hi. Oh, you're so tough.
Yeah, she is.
Sure, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
That's gotta be terrifying for her, though. Like, she's been bit, so can you
Yeah.
breastfeed? Like, I don't even know what would...
I don't think she, yeah. No, I mean, she cut the cord pretty quick, so I don't think she'd want to breastfeed.
Well, I think you always have to cut the cord.
Yeah, but she seemed like extremely panicked to cut it like as soon as possible. As soon as she saw she was bit, she cut it. So I don't think she would take the chance of breastfeeding in the remaining hours that she has left. 12 to 24 or whatever it is.
Thank God she's on a farm. Hopefully she can find, like, I don't know, cow's milk or sheep's milk or something. Baby's gonna be hungry.
Baby is gonna be hungry, but it's not gonna be her responsibility for.
Dark, babe. Dark.
Well, if she dies, Ellie turns out all right.
It's funny though, they did get someone who looks very much like Ellie and sounds like her. They did a great job with casting on this.
Mm-hmm. almost want to check to see if like that's like her sister or something like that, because like they're striking resemblance.
I don't think she's. I think I've seen that actress in something else, so I don't think it's family. But I mean, just brilliant casting.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She needs to be fed, and I didn't want to nurse her.
You gotta feed her soon.
Mm-hmm. Baby's first switchblade.
It's fitting for Ellie.
Like, I'm almost wondering if that's the voiceover actress for Ellie in the game. I mean, it's probably not, but
Could be though.
Please, please, please.
oh God, come on.
If you can't get one
Somebody
of your
else.
guys,
Yeah,
Marlene!
order somebody else to do it.
Hold her head.
Marlene is strong enough. She can.
Okay.
Cover her ears.
Way to cover her ears, dude.
What a great job showing us, knowing where this episode has got to go, though.
Mm.
Yeah, I know, kid. That hurt your ears.
Oh, cool.
Have you ever played this? It's a word game.
Oh.
He's trying.
He is. He just doesn't know how to talk about it, and I don't know who would.
Yeah.
Find one. I haven't played in forever. In fact, I was thinking maybe I could teach you. I bet you'd be.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Dude, you're gonna have to talk about it. I don't know how, but you got to.
Yeah, the fact that she's not even like talking at all and so quiet, I mean, gosh.
And he's opening up about himself,
Yeah.
something she would have normally been
Mhm.
like itching for.
Time I was thinking we'd blast our way through that rubble. I found some dynamite in that RV back there. No, so we're gonna cut through that building. Go up and look around. I had you going, didn't I?
Oh. Dude, you have to talk to her.
He's been trying. I mean, but it's,
He doesn't know how.
yeah.
He's not really trying or not trying. He doesn't know how.
No way up.
Like, he's trying to connect with her,
Mhm.
but he's not trying to talk about it.
If I get you up there, you can drop that ladder down. We'll go through that way. Come on, I'll give you a boost.
I love that they did that.
Did you hear what I...
Yeah. Boost. Got it.
That was his first attempt at really trying.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. It's okay, dude. She's...
She's excited and happy for once.
But he's terrified. He's so terrified of anything happening to her.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Eating it.
Can you hurry up?
From Jurassic Park.
Feed me, Seymour.
Hey there.
Their tongues are so blue. What is a group of giraffe called again?
Someone told us in the comments, but I forgot.
I know, right? It's not a flock or a herd.
Is it everything you hoped for?
It's got its ups and downs. You can't deny that view. And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's, Sheep Ranch. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
Aw.
Damn it, they're gonna make me cry already with just that speech.
Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this
I
is...
know why you're telling me all this.
Yeah, I reckon you do.
Unfortunately.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
Oh.
Oh, god damn it, Last of Us.
I'm glad that didn't work out.
Oh.
We should probably get going.
Yeah.
Damn you, Pedro Pascal.
Exactly. Both of them in that.
Yeah.
What?
Shitty puns.
People are making apocalypse jokes like there's no tomorrow. Too soon?
No, it's topical.
Moon rocks taste better than Earth rocks. Why? Because they're meteor.
That's terrible.
What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, you idiot.
Those are 3 out of 10.
No, you fucksticks.
Was to protect me, I still almost got killed. How'd you do it?
He's a fucking badass.
You are the one person I never wanted to be in debt to.
Find someone else.
There is no one else. We didn't tell her. We didn't cause her any fear. There won't be any pain.
We didn't tell her. Didn't give her the choice.
They didn't say that in the game, did they?
No.
So we never knew if she agreed to it or not.
Please, you don't understand.
I do.
No, you...
I was there when she was born, Joel.
She picks up in the
I
car.
promised her mother that I would save her child.
So it's like, how did I get in this outfit? That's what.
So I do understand.
But you don't have the connection to her that he does.
I'm sorry. I have no other choice.
There's
Always
a
a
choice.
I do.
Oh. You thought it was bad being in debt to him?
Imagine being on his bad side.
Walk him out to the highway, leave him there with his pack. Give him this.
Oh, you bitch.
If he tries anything, shoot him.
You're gonna give him a weapon? You're that stupid?
She's giving him Ellie's switchblade.
Yeah, no, but still. Giving him any weapon.
Like,
is just...
rubbing salt in the wound. You don't get it. You had a relationship with the mother. You didn't have a relationship with Ellie. He has a relationship with Ellie.
Searching for the...
You guys are so dead and you don't even know it yet.
I said keep walking.
Oh!
Where is she? Fuck you.
Just tell him.
I didn't hear what he said.
Well, the guy said fuck you, so I don't think he found out where she was.
Yeah, my feeling it was a badass line.
Oh.
Look at his fucking face. No, you have to kill him.
Oh no, I'd prefer gunshot.
Told you giving him that knife was a mistake. I love how they have the music and like turn the sound effects down.
I was just thinking, I was like, okay, so now I see how you're gonna make it 43 minutes. Because this is going much faster than in the game. With the music up and the sound effects down, it has the same emotional impact. Pediatric. Oh, you sons of bitches.
How did you get in here?
I said unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
I was gonna say, a scalpel versus a gun?
Turn around.
Okay, let's focus on his brains
Yep.
splattered on the floor.
He's definitely not going to perform any miracle cure surgery now. Or ever. She's okay, Joel.
Can't keep her safe forever. No matter how hard you try,
But it isn't for you to decide.
or you.
It's for her.
So what would she decide, huh? Because I think she'd want to do what's right.
Well, you didn't ask.
True.
You were running some tests on you, and some others. Turns out there's a whole lot more like you. People that are immune. Dozens of them. The doctors, they couldn't make any of it work. They've actually... You'd just come after her.
He's so ruthless.
Yeah. That was zero hesitation.
Yep. But he's right.
Mm-hmm.
They would come after her.
It's a pretty drive.
Probably about a 5-hour hike, but we can manage that. Remember?
Yeah.
She doesn't have her backpack.
No.
That means no more puns.
Well, she was a lot more, I want to say girly, and I'm not saying that you're not girly.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. So that, she was taller. She had a killer smile. Again, not saying that you don't. But you know why I think she'd like you? Because you're funny. Not much further now.
Hey, wait. Be all poetic and just lose our minds together. And then she did. And I had to.
And you don't know what to do next, but if you just keep going, you find something new to fight for. And maybe that's not what you
Swear
want.
to me. Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
Okay, so that was pretty almost, word for word, shot for shot adaptation of the game for the ending there and everything. And I loved the moment with, it's something that we all, as the story unfolds, and Ellie heals Joel, but just to hear Pedro Pascal say it and like that little exchange between him and Ellie, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey were just great in that moment.
This was flawless. And I came into it as a skeptic, which I shouldn't have been. Like, they've guided us on this journey of this season perfectly so far, and I should have trusted them going into it, but I was a skeptic as to how they could wrap it up. And one of my biggest fears was that the giraffe scene in particular is what they were going to cut. Because I'm like, oh, it's going to be expensive to get giraffes, or the CGI is going to look like crap. So I kind of thought in all the big action stuff that they were going to have to pack into this final episode, I was afraid that was going to be what they sacrificed. And that they were going to try to, jerry-rig that poignant moment somewhere else into the episode that was going to be, rushed or not given the full weight that it deserved. But they didn't. And that makes my heart happy. They gave that moment the full weight that it deserves. The fact that we finally see Ellie smile for the first time after what she's been through.
Yeah.
And I loved the struggle of this episode for Joel. Like, going in, kicking ass, taking names, rescuing her from the hospital was way easier than trying to bridge the hurt that she's just been through in the last episode. I think collectively, us as an audience, when the last episode ends and Pedro Pascal just hugs her and says, "It's okay, baby girl," like we all melt. I mean, that, especially him calling her baby girl, just something about that.
Yeah,
like Pedro Pascal was masterful. Bella Ramsey was masterful. They ripped out our hearts. They had it in the palm of their hand, and they could manipulate it any which way they wanted to. And they kept it there for this episode, too. The fact that, I think in general, guys talking to girls about things like their periods and whatnot is awkward enough. I would imagine, like, a father for his daughter, like, if, like, those are one of those things where, like, it's like, go talk to your mother. Like, I don't deal in the girl stuff. Like, go talk to your mom. So for single dads of daughters, it is particularly challenging, I think, to try to dabble in that world. I can't imagine trying to dabble in the world of your daughter almost being raped. That is so beyond the pale for what I think hopefully most of us have any experience or knowledge in. And I think they just did a great job with that tiptoeing dance of trying to talk around something, trying to give someone who's been through a trauma space while also trying to let them know that you're here for them. And that's not an easy thing to navigate. And I feel like they did a great job doing that on both the part of Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, and then finally leading up to that moment with Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, where after all the different tactics that Joel was trying, he finally gets to the point of opening up about his own trauma and his own past that he didn't want to talk about at all, that he, always avoid it. And, at that one point in the bedroom scene where he's just like, let's just, or I think it was even before the bedroom scene, when he was just like, okay, like, don't bring up Tess ever. Like, our past is a past. Like, where, I don't talk about my past. You don't talk about your past. I want to leave it at that. And then saying, to her that he's not, she's not Bella, that Ellie's not his daughter. And then open up that moment and talk about his, own, like, attempted suicide because he couldn't deal with the trauma of it all. And that this guy who is so strong, who is, just been through so much and just seems like, nothing can break him. Nothing can get to him. That he wasn't like that. And then having that be the thing, having that along with him telling Ellie truly how much she means to him is what brings her out of it, out of it, and she's able to, tell the jokes again, and, she's a little bit more herself. Yeah, like you said, it was just masterfully done.
There's so much to talk about in this episode, so I want to move on to other things, but I do still have to go back to that because I think you brought up a really great point, which is, we all have a perception of every other person in our lives that we know. Mm-hmm. But none of us ever fully live that life, fully walk in those shoes. None of us ever fully know the story of what's going on with another person. Yeah. And so you rightfully point out the perception we all have of Joel is he is this badass, like, I don't give a crap, guns blazing, like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fix shit kind of guy, which he is. But part of how he got to this point is because he hit the lowest point a human can get to, which is, I don't see the point in living. I have literally lost everything and I do not see the point. Mm-hmm. And I think they did a really great job with that. One, because I think to get someone to share with you, you often have to share. We talk about, like, I think as a society, you have to spend money to make money. Yes, but also, like, to get trust with people, you have to show trust. You have to open up to others to get them to trust you and open up to you as well. And I think Ellie finally got across the threshold of family, which I personally think she's been over that threshold for a while with Joel. But she finally got far enough over that he realized he had to share with her first and open up to her first. It doesn't mean that she's going to have to open up to him and tell him every little detail of what she went through, but, like, that sharing, that acknowledgement of, I'm not flawless, I'm not impenetrable, I'm not perfect, I am a human like you, I've been hurt terribly, but you can come through it because I came through it and I will help you in any way I can. Like, that speaks volumes. You don't need to hear from another person when you've been through something terrible, like, oh, it's fine, you'll get through it. That doesn't help. Like, oh, whoop-de-doo, you think I'll get through it. Good for you. Like, I'm feeling like crap right now. That doesn't help me. And like talking about your perfect life isn't going to help me either, but telling me that you've been through something and been able to persevere and that it is within the human capacity to do so, that is something where maybe like you are lending a hand. You're not just telling me like you'll be fine. You'll actually reach out the hand and say, I know you can do this. And that is very different.
And we also went back and checked that dialogue that Joel had in the
That
scene.
I talked over.
And it was like, it was a good line. It was just like, I don't have time for this. And that was, I liked that line because, Joel had tortured people before and, could like get the information out of him if he wanted to. But I like the fact, like, I don't have time for this. The no music or the music and no real, like, playing down the sound effects and just the look and determination on Pedro Pascal's face as he's going through this and taking no mercy and no prisoners and no, he let the nurses live. I like that he did it the same way I did it in the game, where you shoot the doctor right in the face and then you let the nurses, go. You don't shoot them because they're not a threat and they're not, trying to, threatening you with a scalpel or whatever or coming after you. But
I do love the fact that, like, because you were expecting us to go back and hear this, like, super badass line, which from Hollywood, we expect. Mm-hmm. And yes, that is what Hollywood often delivers. But the line was actually more badass because it was authentic to the moment.
Yep.
Pedro Pascal didn't have time for this shit. He needed to find Ellie. And anybody in those given circumstances would not have time for this shit. We don't have time for a great line. We don't have time. Ellie's being prepped for surgery. We don't have time. And what made it so badass was the fact that it was real.
Yeah.
That was a real line. It wasn't Hollywood trying to be clever. It wasn't them trying to plug some great commercial spot. It was genuine to the moment. And that's what made it awesome.
And we had asked like what a group of giraffes was called in our gameplay for The Last of Us. And so someone had told us that it was a tower of giraffes.
Which I forgot in the moment.
Yeah, we both forgot about it. And like, that's just so perfect. That's such a great name for a group of giraffes, a tower of giraffes.
I mean, any giraffe is a tower, really. So it works for all of them.
Yep.
I do wonder if the giraffe in this was Stanley from the Santa Monica Hills.
We went to this...
There's a winery in the Santa Monica Hills that actually has some...
Malibu, I think, yeah.
Some exotic animals from past movies who are living the like good old retired life in the Santa Monica Hills. And they do actually have a giraffe that you can go and feed.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, oh, I wonder if like he came out of retirement for The Last of Us. Apparently he didn't. And that was just my fantasy.
No, it was definitely Stanley. I think it was. Yeah. I recognized his spots. That was him.
The big thing about this episode that I love, which we haven't even started to touch on yet, is the moral dilemma that is the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Which is Marlene thinking of the greater good, putting the greater good first, and saying, I didn't want to scare her. I prepped her for surgery. She doesn't know anything. It's going to be fine. And Joel saying, essentially, F the greater good.
Yeah.
That is now my daughter. For all intents and purposes, that is my daughter. And no, I will kill, shoot, maim, whatever to get her back to safety. Which is a moral dilemma. I mean... And it's one that Ellie, I am sure, in season 2 is going to wrestle with. We have not played Last of Us Part 2, the game. But I'm sure that's going to come up because at the end of the episode, she says, swear you didn't lie to me, which we all know he did. So we all know this is going to come up because Ellie is the only one in this situation who had absolutely no choice.
Exactly.
And she's the only one who deserved a choice.
Yes, Ellie said that she wanted this to be something, and she wanted to see it through, but she didn't know what seeing it through meant. She didn't know that seeing it through meant giving her life and everything. So
because she talks about afterwards, like after this we'll go anywhere, we'll do whatever you want, like as soon as I just finish this, as if it's like just giving a simple blood draw, we'll go anywhere. You pick, Joel, it's fine.
I really liked the end there, Joel holding Ellie just like he was holding his daughter when, she was taken from him. And now he's not going to let it happen again. He's not going to let, someone take his daughter from him again. And Yeah, and so I mean, I get it from Joel's perspective, you get it from Marlene's perspective, and it would have been really interesting to see what Ellie would have chosen if given the chance to, the opportunity.
I mean, essentially, both Joel and Marlene are right in their arguments and in their perspectives, but they are both fundamentally wrong in the fact that they never gave Ellie the choice. They, like any two parents, are deciding what is best for the child when, while that is, yes, true of a child, when you get to a mid to late teenager who is deciding to sacrifice their life, I like to think that's the kid's perspective. I like to think it's their choice. It is not either parent's. That kid gets to make that call.
And I like the opening scene, and the justification of it all, like being why she was immune is because she had like always like had like cordyceps in her or whatever. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was a nice addition.
Yeah, and it does make me wonder. I mean, obviously Joel's thing was a big lie about like, oh, there are many more, whatever.
Yeah.
But it does make me wonder. Okay, I mean, obviously, being pregnant at the end of the world is probably about one of the worst circumstances you can be in.
Yeah.
But I do wonder about any other. Like, it's hard to imagine that just one person in the end of the world successfully delivered a child at that time with everything going on and with a bite. Like there's just so much going on that to think that that could only happen to one person. At the same time, the given circumstances are pretty phenomenal. One child who was delivered right after a bite, but before the mother. I mean, like, there's also a lot of circumstances that say that no baby ever should have survived that. And that's also valid. But it does make you wonder about the world at large, the bigger world beyond, like, just the United States and what this might look like. I mean, I think that's one of the things about The Walking Dead that became very interesting in the last season was the fact that they started to branch out beyond just, like, what was possibly happening in this corner of America. But, like, I'm sorry for those who haven't watched the last season, but, like, helicopters come into play. There's some question about something else going on outside of the world that we know of The Walking Dead. It's hard to imagine that just one person could possibly nail the right set of circumstances to have something to offer for immunity.
You'll let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want to watch all of our Last of Us reactions, check out the description of this video. We got a playlist there for you. You can also check out our Definitely Not Definitive Games channel. You can see our playthrough for The Last of Us. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for The Last of Us Episode 9, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.